Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, and I'm so happy you're here today. Whether you're listening at home, on the bus, or while taking a walk, thank you for spending a few minutes with us.
And I'm Julia. Hello, everybody. We hope you're having a fantastic day. And if you're not, don't worry. We'll try our best to make it a little better.
That's right. Every episode, we help you improve your English in a simple, fun, and natural way.
And today's topic is something that many English learners struggle with. Have you ever understood English, but when it's time to speak, your brain suddenly says, "Sorry, I'm closed today."
Yes, you know the words, you know the grammar, but speaking feels difficult.
If that sounds familiar, don't go anywhere, because today's episode is for you.
Today, we're talking about how to train your brain to speak in English more naturally and more confidently.
We'll share simple tips, useful vocabulary, a fun role play, and even a speaking challenge for you.
So grab your coffee, relax, and let's start training your English brain together.
Let's do it.
So, Julia, let's talk about something that almost every English learner experiences.
Let me guess. Is it that feeling when you understand English perfectly, but when you try to speak, nothing comes out?
Exactly. You listen to a podcast and understand most of it. You watch a video and follow the conversation. But when someone asks you a simple question in English, your brain suddenly freezes.
It's like your English disappears and goes on vacation.
That's a great way to describe it. And many learners think the problem is that they need more grammar, more vocabulary, or another textbook.
Oh, really? So that's not the real problem?
Not always. Sometimes the real problem is that your brain has not been trained to think and react in English yet.
That makes sense. Many learners spend years studying English, but very little time actually using it.
Exactly. Learning English and using English are two different things. If you want to speak more naturally, you need to train your brain to process English faster.
And the good news is that you don't need to be perfect. You don't need thousands of difficult words. You just need the right habits and consistent practice.
That's what today's episode is all about. We'll show you simple ways to train your brain so speaking English feels easier, faster, and more natural.
And don't worry, everything will be beginner-friendly and easy to follow.
So let's get started and discover how your brain can become your best English learning partner. Let's imagine a situation that might sound very familiar to our listeners.
Ooh, I like these examples. What's happening?
Imagine you're studying English every day. You learn new words, listen to podcasts, and even watch English videos. One day, you meet an English speaker.
Wow, the moment you've been waiting for.
Exactly. The person smiles and asks, "Hi, how are you today?"
A very simple question.
Yes, very simple. But suddenly your brain starts working too hard. First, you translate the question into your language. Then, you think of an answer. Then, you translate your answer into English.
And while you're doing all that, the other person is still waiting.
That's right. Maybe you want to say, "I'm doing well. I had a busy day, but I'm happy now."
But instead you say, good. Thank you. And then your brain says, "Wait, I knew a better answer."
Exactly. And 5 minutes later, you're thinking, "Why didn't I say that?"
Wow, that happens to so many English learners.
It really does. And here's the important thing. This doesn't mean you're bad at English.
Not at all. It simply means your brain is still using the slow route. Translate first, speak later.
The goal is to train your brain to use the fast route. Hear English, think in English, and respond in English.
And the more you practice that skill, the easier speaking becomes.
In the next part, let's talk about exactly how to train your brain to do that every day.
Yes, Let's get into the practical tips and start building an English-speaking brain.
All right, Julia, we've talked about the problem. Now let's talk about the solution. How can English learners actually train their brains to speak English?
Well, I think the first step is simple. Stop trying to translate every single word.
Yes, that's one of the biggest changes learners can make.
But Jason, many listeners might be thinking, how can I stop translating? I've been doing it for years.
That's a great question. The answer is to start small. Don't try to think about difficult topics in English right away.
So where should they start?
Start with everyday things. For example, when you wake up in the morning, look around and say simple sentences in English.
Like, I'm in my room. I'm making coffee. The weather is nice today.
Exactly. Simple English is powerful English.
Sometimes learners think they need to speak like a professor.
Ha! That's true. But real fluency starts with simple sentences, not complicated ones.
So tip number 1, think in simple English during your daily activities.
Perfect. Now let's talk about tip number 2. Feed your brain with English every day.
What do you mean by feed your brain?
Think of your brain like a garden. If you want flowers to grow, you need water and sunlight. If you want English to grow, you need English input.
Oh, I like that example.
Listen to podcasts, watch simple videos, read short articles, and hear English every day.
Even 15 or 20 minutes can help, right?
Absolutely. Consistency is more important than studying for many hours once a week.
That makes sense. Small daily practice is easier and more effective.
Exactly. Now here's tip number 3. Speak before you feel ready.
Wait a second. Most people want to feel confident first.
I know, but confidence usually comes after practice, not before it.
That's true. Nobody becomes a good driver before driving a car.
Great example. In the same way, nobody becomes a confident English speaker without speaking English.
So don't wait for perfect grammar or perfect pronunciation.
Right. Make mistakes. Learn from them. Keep speaking.
And remember, mistakes are teachers. Sometimes annoying teachers, but still teachers. What's another way to train the brain?
Talk to yourself in English.
Really? Some people might think that's strange.
Maybe a little, but it's one of the best exercises. You can describe what you're doing, talk about your plans, or tell yourself about your day.
For example, today I need to study English. After that, I'll have lunch. Then I'll watch a movie.
Perfect. The more your brain creates English sentences, the faster it becomes.
So we're building a new habit.
Exactly. Speaking English is not only knowledge, it's a habit. And habits grow stronger with repetition.
I love that. The goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is to make English a natural part of daily life.
That's the secret. Train your brain a little every day, and one day you'll realize you're speaking English more easily than before.
And that feeling is amazing.
It certainly is. And now that we've discussed these practical tips, let's learn some important vocabulary from today's conversation. Great job, everyone! Now, let's look at some useful vocabulary from today's episode.
Yes! These words are simple, practical, and very useful for English learners.
Our first phrase is train your brain.
What does that mean?
Train your brain means to practice something regularly so your brain becomes better and faster at it.
For example, I listen to English podcasts every day to train my brain.
Excellent example. Our second word is translate.
To translate means to change words from one language into another language.
For example, I try not to translate every sentence before speaking English.
That's a very common challenge for many learners.
Our third word is habit.
A habit is something you do regularly, often without thinking about it.
For example, speaking English for 10 minutes every day became my habit. Perfect! Our fourth word is fluent.
If someone is fluent, they can speak a language smoothly and naturally.
For example, she is fluent in English because she practices every day.
Remember, fluency doesn't mean perfection. It means communicating comfortably.
That's an important point. And our final word is confidence.
Confidence is the feeling that you can do something successfully.
For example, the more I practice English, the more confidence I have. Wonderful. These 5 words can help you talk about your English learning journey.
And here's a challenge for our listeners. Try to use all 5 words in your own sentences today.
Great idea. Learning vocabulary becomes easier when you actually use the words.
Now let's move on to a fun mini role play and see these ideas in action.
All right, everyone, it's time for our mini role play.
Yay! I always enjoy this part.
In this role play, Julia will play an English learner who wants to speak English more naturally.
Oh no, I hope I don't make too many mistakes.
Don't worry. Mistakes are welcome here.
Okay, let's do it.
Hello, Julia. How are you today?
Let me think. I am, good today.
Good job. That's a correct answer, but let's make it a little longer. Can you tell me more?
Okay. I am good today because the weather is nice.
Excellent. See? You didn't need difficult words.
You're right. That was actually easy.
Now tell me, what did you do this morning?
This morning, I woke up at 7 o'clock. Then I had breakfast and studied English.
Wonderful. Simple, clear, and natural.
Wait a minute. I didn't translate every sentence before speaking.
Exactly. You focused on communicating, not on being perfect.
Wow, that's a big difference.
Now let's try one more question. What are your plans for tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I will practice English, listen to a podcast, and talk to myself in English for 10 minutes.
Fantastic. That was smooth and confident.
And I didn't use any difficult vocabulary.
That's the lesson, everyone. Fluency starts with simple English.
You don't need to know every word in the dictionary. You just need to use the words you already know.
The more you practice speaking simple English, the faster your brain will respond in English.
And remember, every small conversation is training for your brain.
Exactly. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and don't be afraid of mistakes.
Now it's your turn, listeners. Let's see how quickly you can think and speak in English.
Get ready for our quick speaking challenge. All right, everyone. It's time for your quick speaking challenge.
Yes, this is your chance to train your brain right now. Don't just listen, speak with us.
Remember, there are no perfect answers. Just speak in simple English and have fun.
And please, answer out loud if you can. Your brain learns more when you actually speak.
Okay, here comes question number 1. What did you do this morning?
Great. Maybe you said, I had breakfast, or I studied English, or I went to work.
Excellent. Now, question number 2. What is one thing you want to improve in your English?
Nice. Maybe it's speaking, listening, pronunciation, or vocabulary.
Wonderful. And now our final question. What will you do tomorrow to practice English?
Awesome! Maybe you'll listen to a podcast, read an article, or speak English for 10 minutes.
See, you just answered 3 questions in English. That's exactly how you train your brain.
The more you do small exercises like this, the more natural English will feel.
And remember, every sentence you speak is one more step toward fluency.
Fantastic job, everyone! Let's finish today's episode with a little fun and motivation.
Well, Julia, we've reached the end of today's lesson.
Aw, why does time move so fast when we're having fun?
That's a great question. Maybe because we're talking about something we love. helping people learn English.
That's true. And today we learned something very important. Speaking English is not only about learning words and grammar.
Exactly. It's about training your brain to think, react, and communicate in English.
So remember, don't wait until you're perfect. Start speaking with the English you already know.
Use simple sentences. Practice every day. And don't be afraid of mistakes.
Because mistakes are proof that you're trying. And trust me, even native speakers make mistakes sometimes.
That's absolutely true.
So be patient with yourself. Keep practicing and celebrate every small improvement.
Your English journey is a marathon, not a race. One small step every day can lead to amazing results.
And who knows, maybe sooner than you think, you'll catch yourself thinking in English without even trying.
What a wonderful goal! Now let's wrap up today's episode with a quick message for our amazing listeners. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. We hope this episode helps you train your brain to speak English more naturally and confidently.
And remember, learning English is a journey. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself.
If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new English learning podcast.
And don't forget to leave a comment below. Tell us, what will you do today to train your brain to speak in English?
We love reading your comments, and they inspire us to create more helpful content for you.
Take care, keep learning, and keep speaking English every day.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye-bye, and see you in the next English Learning Podcast.